Atari. The Atari 2600 is not only known for its replay value, but the Atari is the only system you can stack pencils on. Nowadays, all cartridges, even by different companies, all look the same. However, back before games had to be endorsed by Atari, there was a wide selection of different cartridges. This is an example of a Mattel cartridge, a company that ported Intellivision games, and made the Intellivision system, of course. Activision cartridges had the picture of the game right on the cartridge, along with a color that went with the game. The company Apollo had gray cartridges, and blue cartridges, which are hard to find. Imagic had these weird looking rainbow cartridges, some had pictures on them. Coleco, which also made the ColecoVision, had separate cartridges as well. What I'm trying to say is that not every cartridge was the same, and this is very important for the next game I'm going to review, Vanguard. For some reason, this is the only game that can't fit in the Atari, and you're probably thinking, well, that's just what you said. It has to do with the company that made the cartridge. Well, this was a regular Atari cartridge, so I don't know why it won't go in. But overall, Vanguard is a hard game to get in the Atari. Oh, finally! Well, this game kinda looks cool. No title, but although I wasn't really expecting one. However, unlike a lot of other Atari games that were released, this game is actually pretty straightforward. You just pretty much don't die and shoot all the enemies. This is one of those games you can just buy off of eBay without the instruction manual and be able to play it. This game has a lot of action in it, where the screen scrolls in all four directions, you can shoot in all four directions, and the enemies are kind of vague. The first problem I encountered is that your ship moves so slow, and you have very little time to get out of the way. So most of the time, I'm sitting in one spot, because I'm too afraid to move and to get hit. And if I already know that I'm going to get hit, what's the point of moving? Well, you need to hit all the enemies, so you can keep your energy up. Your energy is shown on the bottom, and your energy continually goes down until you hit an enemy and it slowly starts to go up. Usually the level is just pretty much straightforward, but other levels are just really hard because of the obstacles and the enemies, and it's hard to get by. But the levels only get faster and harder. Oh, those energy tanks are your friends. They keep you invisible for a little while. A lot of the times you can just continue where you left off when you lose all of your lives. However, in the later levels, you have to start over. So even if the game were to be short, it sure occupies your time. Those blue potato chips things have metapause or some kind of mood swing, because sometimes when you hit them, they give you points. What? Now they kill me? I wish things would stay consistent. Maybe I'm supposed to land on the top of it. Or not. What, so only the first 3 times you hit it gives you points, but then they all kill you after that? And I got hit again. The first thing I wondered is how does the screen transition from scrolling one way to scrolling another? Well, That's how. It brings you to the map screen when you complete a level, and then it shows you another level, bringing you even closer to the bad guy. Want to see the boss? Yeah. You just shoot a missile, and then move diagonally to the top left. There, he's done in one hit. Once you defeat the boss, the levels get a lot harder and faster. And I said this before, but in the earlier levels, when you die, you can just continue. But now that you're in the higher levels, you can't. Lose all your lives, game over. The graphics are a-okay for the Atari, but your surroundings are just a little too colorful. It's not really something worth complaining about. However, I've never seen a man-made structure or a non-man-made structure, or something that's naturally made, be all these weird colors. And it's not these colors in the arcade game. But the ships look like what they're supposed to, the bad guys look like what they're supposed to, I mean, according to the instruction manual. I wouldn't know about the arcade. And the number of points you have is obviously readable. Even if you were to put a camera in front of the television, you could still read it. There's so many obstacles and enemies, and your ship moves so slow, it certainly adds up to the difficulty. Hey, it was a successful arcade, and Feckley gives it an A-. It's not the best game in the world, but it was still good.